Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany. I'm Michelle, and today we are continuing our Baking Basics series. And today we're talking about the stages of sugar syrup. Sugar syrup has several stages, and you may have heard of some of them, like if they say the hard ball stage or the soft crack stage. That doesn't really make any sense to you if you've never worked with sugar syrup before. So we're going to go through all of the stages and at what temperatures they are if you have a thermometer, or if you don't have a thermometer, how to check the stages. So let's get started.
First off, you will be mixing a combination of sugar, water, and or pre-prepared sugar syrup. A standard ratio is 2:1 of sugar to water. Heat the mixture over high heat in a pot on the stove. Some recipes will encourage you to stir the syrup and others will tell you not to stir it. Usually it doesn't matter that much, but if your ratio of sugar to water is very high, stirring can cause crystallization of the sugar. You will also need a glass of cold water to test the syrup. Allow the syrup to come to a boil. And test the syrup by using a teaspoon to drop a spoonful of hot syrup into the cold water and observe the behavior of the syrup. The first stage is called the thread stage and is from 223 to 234 degrees Fahrenheit or 106 to 112 degrees Celsius. The syrup will stay in a thread when dropped into the water but will dissolve before it hits the bottom of the cup. The softball stage is for 234 to 240 degrees Fahrenheit or 112 to 115 degrees Celsius. At this stage, the sugar syrup will clump together at the bottom of the cup and form a ball. You may be able to pick up the ball if it's very large, but it will begin to dissolve immediately after touching it. A small ball will dissolve in the water before you can properly pick it up. The firm ball stage is for 242 to 248 degrees Fahrenheit or 116 to 120 degrees Celsius. At this stage, the clump of sugar syrup will be firm enough to pick up, but will still be quite malleable like Play-Doh. The hard ball stage is for 250 to 266 degrees Fahrenheit or 122 to 130 degrees Celsius. At this stage, the clump of sugar will be firm enough to pick up but will be quite hard and much more difficult to bend than Play-Doh. The soft crack stage is from 240 to 290 degrees Fahrenheit or 132 to 143 degrees Celsius. At this stage, the sugar syrup will harden as it falls into the water and will keep the shape it falls into the water. When picked up, you should be able to bend it. The hard crack stage is for 295 to 310 degrees Fahrenheit or 146 to 155 degrees Celsius. At this stage, the sugar syrup will harden as it falls into the water and will keep the shape it falls into the water. When picked up, it will snap in pieces, even making the distinctive crack sound as it breaks. This one is fun because you can make funny shapes with the syrup and it will keep the shape in the water. Finally, the caramel stage is for 320 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 to 180 degrees Celsius. This is the final stage before the sugar starts to burn. This is when the sugar begins to change color from clear to amber to brown. Don't heat it past brown in color because then your sugar will just taste burnt. I don't have a picture of this stage because for the recipe I was making only needed hard crack. But if your sugar is changing color, you've reached the caramel stage. I hope this information was helpful for you. For more tutorials, visit our website at AmericanBakerInGermany.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe for more tutorials.